Happy Mother's Day to one and all. As you can see here today, we have a special gift for you. You can see all these musical notes and pianos on David's tie there. He didn't know I was going to do this, but I am letting all of you mothers know ahead of time that there will be 2 songs from David today, and so he's wearing his musical tie, and that's exciting. We're very blessed to have him singing to us twice today, and 2 totally different styles of music. This is Mother's Day. What a blessed day it is. Parents know how important it is to be a good parent. And so let's begin today by looking at a writing from Stephen Sultanoff, who is a clinical psychologist, and he wrote an article called How to Know Whether or Not You Are Ready to Be a Mother. Now today we're hearing a lot about people saying that because we're closed in for coronavirus in 8, 9, 10 months, we're going to be seeing a lot of babies. So for all of you that are considering parenthood, on this Mother's Day, I want you to just consider how to know whether or not you are ready to be a mother.
Well, we have some simple tests that you can take. The first one's called the MESS test. Smear peanut butter on the sofa and curtains. Place a fish stick behind the couch and leave it there all summer. Are you ready? The toy test. Obtain a 55-gallon drum of Legos, and if Legos are not available, you can substitute for roofing tacks. Have a friend spread them all over the house. Put on a blindfold. Try to walk to the bathroom or the kitchen, and do not scream, because this could wake the child at night.
Most of us who are parents can relate to these ideas. So the next one is called the physical test. For the physical test, you obtain a large beanbag chair and you attach it to the front of your clothes. You leave it there for 9 months, and then you take out only 10 of the beans from inside it. The last one is called the final assignment. So in this one, you find a couple who already has a small child, and then you lecture them on how they can improve their discipline, their patience, their tolerance, their toilet training, and their child's table manners. Suggest many ways that you can think of for them to improve themselves as a parent. Emphasize to them that they should never allow their child to run wild. And then sit back and just enjoy this experience you're having. It will be the last time you will have all the answers. So indeed, child rearing is really important, and so Mother's Day is especially important for each and every one of us who mothers in some way. When I was trying to decide what I was going to talk about today, my loving husband told me that I should create a tutorial on how to be a great mother. Well, I sort of got a little chuckle out of that, thinking about how many conversations I've had with my own children about parenting, and I raised my children to share with me openly their thoughts and feelings, and so indeed they do. So I know exactly what things worked for them and what things did not work so well for them. And like most people, I believe, they have set intentions for when they're a parent to share the things that they believe work well and share new ideas of how to do things differently than I did, because they are unique human beings and those ways that I used didn't work for them. So, once again, there is no one size fits all when it comes to parenting. We're each unique. And it's interesting because I personally am a classroom teacher, and I had to take tests. I had to go to school and take tests, and doctors take tests to get a license, and dentists and attorneys. And if you want to drive, you have to take a test, but not so to be a parent. And so I would say that the greatest advice that I would ever give to anyone about parenting is love them. Love your children just as they are, and help them to grow into a greater expression of the love that they came here to be. Celebrating their uniqueness and recognizing that love that you share with them is the love that they truly deserve. And you know, I have a sign, actually it's behind us on the wall, and it says, "Love one another." And I repeatedly would point to that sign as my children were growing up, and I would say to them, all you have to do is love one another. And they would say, "Love, love, love. Is that all you have to say is love, love, love?" And I would say, that's the most important thing that anyone can ever give us. And so on this Mother's Day, I want each of you to know, who is a mother, that I love you, and that there are millions of people that love you and that respect you for that incredible job you're doing. And you know, I am hearing, although I find it incredibly difficult to actually believe this, but I do believe it. I just find it difficult in my heart to understand it, is that during this coronavirus time where more people are cooped up together, there is a significantly larger amount of abuse that's occurring. And whenever I hear that or read that, I just wish that I could give my phone number out so that everyone who is in that moment where they're feeling rage and anxiety within themselves, before they strike out and hurt someone, could call me and we could just chat. Because the truth is, whenever we're feeling rage or anger or upset, it is pushing our buttons from our history. Each of us have a historical experience with life that has molded and melded us into who we are today. And so the most important thing that mothers can do is to love themselves. Love yourself enough. Honor your expression of love in the world. And whenever you feel anything that feels less than love, walk away. Walk away. I don't know how many times I've sat in my bathroom, closed the door, locked the door, and just sat there on the floor, breathing and relaxing, reminding myself that the God of love is the God of each one of us. We are each created in that image and likeness of love, and that is a mother's story. And so I spent some time researching how people feel about their mothers and what things were important to them. And what I realized is that giving your children your love through giving them your time and your energy is invaluable. Be present. It's okay if they don't want to eat the peas. Yeah. It's okay if they spilled the milk. It's okay. Walk away, take them somewhere else, and just look at the sky. Look at how beautiful it is in nature. Do something to shift that attention. Because mothers, you are valuable, and you are modeling and teaching our children. Let's teach them all about love. And take time to honor yourself today. Honor yourself and love yourself for all the good that you share in the world. Whether you're a birth mother, adoptive mother, foster mother, mother of pets, mother who mothers just because someone is around you, or a pet is around you, or an adult is around you in need of mothering, in need of love, because that's what you are, a loving, giving idea of goodness in the world. And so now we get to enjoy one of those songs that I just told you about. David is going to sing a song for us. That is a song that was written by David Friedman, another David. And it's entitled, I'm Not My Mother. Enjoy.
I'm an easygoing person, very calm and very quiet, but sometimes sensitive like any other. If you'd rather not upset me or provoke a riot, don't ever tell me that I'm like my mother. I'm not my mother. My mother believes the world is a wicked place. The world is just waiting there to get you, and it will get you. The question is when. The answer is soon. I'm not my mother, not like her at all. I live in a friendly world where everything's looking up all over. Just look all over. Well, don't look too close. And not over there. She says you know that I'm behind you all the way. But do you know the way at all? She says you know I'm not the type to push you, but of course I don't butt in. But you're about to fall. It's your future. Forget I said anything. I'm not my mother. I don't like to talk. I'm more of a listener who wants to hear everything you tell me. So go on, tell me. Before you tell me, I know exactly what you were about to say. In a word, the idea that I'd turn out to be anything like someone who throughout her life has always done her best to drive me crazy is absurd. As I grow wiser and nearer my personal best, and just a bit older but much better dressed, I look in the mirror and what do I see? My mother. Can you relate to that? You know, a mother's love at this time of life is a little challenging because of social distancing. And you know we all want to be there. And you know your mother definitely wants you to be there. But it's kind of a challenging. It's important to know that a mother's love knows no boundaries or distance. It's non-local. It's like God love. It can't be stopped by a wall or a roof or distance or time. It knows no separation. Like God love, God is an omnipresent being, knows no separation from his creation. We can't separate from God any more than we can separate from a mother's love. No matter where we go and what we do, that love and caring is always there with us. This statement is universally accepted as a norm, regardless of instances where it is or was not an individualized experience. Each of us experience our relationships differently. The roles of women and the roles of motherhood have evolved greatly over time. We're seeing a lot of progress taking place in society today in initiatives like the Me Too movement and so on, and women are taken more seriously in the workforce and even as being candidates in political positions. But I would assume that a lot of women would agree that there's not quite enough progress being made yet. But we have to look where we've come from. In Bible times, women were considered possessions. And the shift of validating women as equal partners in life has been pretty slow. We may think that we're woke, but there is a lot of inequality still going on in our society. I found this article a few years ago and I thought it was quite fascinating. In the year 584 AD, there was held the Council of Macon in Lyon, France. 43 Catholic bishops and 43 Catholic bishops and 23 men representing other bishops met to engage in a debate on this subject. Are women human? Yes, that was the topic. The vote was finally called for, and the results were as follows. 32 voted yes. 31 voted no. Women were declared human by the Roman Catholic Christian Church by one vote. Quite fascinating, isn't it? Now, have we come a little way since then? I would think so. And remember this, then in 1988, which is not that long ago, Reverend Charles Shedd, a Presbyterian minister who had one of the largest churches in Houston, Texas, wrote a little book to his son. And the title of that book was Letters on How to Treat a Woman. He said, "Women are simple souls who like simple things. Our family Airedale will come clear across the yard just for one pat on the head. Women are like that. Wives are like that, son. She will come across the house, across the room, across almost everything to give you love if you will just keep patting her on the head. That's all it takes."
Don't even try it, buddy.
Wives and family dogs. Just give them a pat on the head. That's all it takes.
Yeah, right.
Well, we have progressed since that time. We know that women are more equal to us than the family dog, at least. And they're actually quite more valuable and quite more essential in our lives. In fact, the Dalai Lama says the world will be saved by the Western woman. We know that women have been quite influential in our lives, and our mothers have been a part of that influence that have brought us to the place where we are. And if you like where you are today, you could probably attribute a lot of that to your mother. Well, here are some things my mother taught me. First of all, logic.
Because I said so. That's why.
And you know, all of our mothers teach us about religion.
You better pray that comes out of the carpet.
And foresight.
Make sure you wear clean underwear in case you're in an accident.
How about irony?
Keep crying and I'll give you something to cry about.
Yeah, I heard that one. And my mother was very smart. She told me about the science of osmosis.
Shut your mouth and eat your supper.
And contortionism.
Will you look at the dirt on the back of your neck?
She taught me about stamina.
You'll sit there till all that spinach is finished.
And the weather.
It looks as if a tornado hit your room.
And unfortunately, a little hypocrisy.
If I've told you once, I've told you 1,000,000 times. Stop exaggerating.
And of course, she taught me about the circle of life.
I brought you into this world and I can take you out.
And behavior modification.
Oh, stop acting like your father.
And whenever I hurt myself, she taught me about medicine.
If you don't stop crossing your eyes, they're going to freeze that way.
And roots.
Close the door. Were you born in a barn?
And eventually, the wisdom of age.
When you get to be my age, you will understand.
anticipation,
Just wait till your father gets home.
and justice.
One day you'll have kids of your own, and I hope they turn out just like you. Then you'll see what it's like. The funnies that occur that we can laugh at even if we were a part of them, one side or the other. And on a serious note, many of our mothers taught us to pray. They taught us the importance of a power greater than we are that we can use for good. They taught us to love. And so for each mother that taught a child to pray in some way to a higher power, this song is for you. And it is especially for my mother today, who had me sing this song when I was a little girl.
You taught me how to pray. You taught me how to say, Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. You taught me how to live. You taught me how to forgive myself and all others, to follow in God's way. May I remember each day to show my love in some way. Oh, may